comic book fans, and welcome to Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now, I apologize for this podcast coming out a day late, but books came out on Thursday instead of Wednesday this week, and I need at least 2 days to prepare. I gotta read, gotta pick, gotta scan all the images that I want to display on the podcast, yada yada yada. And like I predicted last week, it was a pretty small week this week. I could barely put together a Fast Five. So, I still have one nonetheless, so let's get right into it. First up from Marvel Entertainment, we have Invincible Iron Man number 5. Now, in the past issue, Tony Stark put a bunch of his Stark Industries gear on the black market, so Ezekiel Stane could pick it up and build bombs to put around Stark Enterprises, and then they could track him. Well, he blows up one of the Stark Industries factories around the world, kills 58 people. Iron Man doesn't like this, so they go and they have a big old fight. It's Stane versus Stark. And in the end, the result kind of surprises me. Stane wins, and we're led to believe that he's beheaded Iron Man. What? How can this happen? Matt Fraction is weaving quite the tale, and it makes me want to go out and buy issue 6, going, okay, well, how's this going to end? Did he really kill him? Tune in next issue to find out. Next up from DC Comics, we have Secret Six number 1. Now, I am quite the fan of Gail Simone's Secret Six and Villains United. She loves these characters. She can show that she loves these characters, and all separate, they're all pretty bad D-list villains. But together, they make one bitchin' team. Lots of humor, lots of action, lots of new characters. Like the newest character to the team is Bane, Batman's Bane. You know, not like need Venom, but he has a little bit more of a personality. And some of the humor involves Deadpool and Catman just trying to talk to each other about Catman thinks about going straight. They're buying ice cream in a liquor store, a heist is taking place. They ignore him until Deadpool just kind of loses it and says, you can disrespect me, but don't disrespect the weapon. Because, he's all about bullets and whatnot. Good exciting issue. We get to find out who else is going to be on the team next issue when they go to Arizona or Vegas, one of the two. So somewhere with the desert out there. Harley Quinn? I can only hope. Next up from Marvel Entertainment, we have SpiderMan Loves Mary Jane Season 2, Number 2. Written by Terry Moore, who also did Strangers in Paradise. So yes, it's a girly book, but he knows how to do relationships. And in this one, it's all about the Spider-Man universe from Mary Jane's perspective. She has a crush on Spider-Man, Spider-Man has a crush on her. She kind of has a crush on that Peter Parker fellow, but he's always running off. And in the end, she tells about her bad day with Gwen Stacy. They both share their stories of their bad days, which is like kind of a daw moment. But it's still, yes, if you have a girlfriend, well, come on, let's be honest. We're comic book fans. We don't have girlfriends. Or a lady friend, or a sister, or just a younger person trying to get into comics and they like girly stuff, I would recommend this title because you got the Spider-Man and you got the Mary Jane. And you got their little secret relationship, their little secret romance, as it were. Nice little touch. Next up from DC Comics, we have Green Lantern number 34. Now, I'm not going to go into it because I picked this title monthly. It's a secret origin story. Go buy it, yada yada yada. For the Green Lantern movie coming out in 2010, I believe it is, if they want a story, I suggest Jeff Johns' Secret Origins arc. You got multiple layers. You got characters. You got the backstory of Hal Jordan. You got the introduction of Sinestro. You got all the meat and potatoes. And you got a villain. Could be Hector Hammond. So if Hollywood really wants to impress me and wow and dazzle me, then I think Jeff Johns should be involved somehow. For the love of God, Hollywood, if you're watching, put Jeff Johns on the Green Lantern movie. Have him as writer. For the love of God. Anyway, next up from Marvel Entertainment, we have Miss Marvel Annual number 1. Now, this should actually be called Spider-Man Annual, because it's mainly, you get more Spider-Man than you do Miss Marvel. And if you have been reading the Amazing Spider-Man series, you know that they have their own little think tank of writers. They share the writing duty. It's Zeb Wells, it's Mark Guggenheim, yada yada yada. I think Brian Reed, this is his audition tape to be a part of that Spidey's Brain Trust, because Spider-Man in this book really made me laugh. All the witty banter, all the don't you ever shut up comments from Miss Marvel. It was just beautifully written by Brian Reed. And he really knows the Marvels, Spider-Man. why not put them together? You know, have a little bad cop, good cop, vigilante, registered superhero relationship going on. Fight some evil cyborgs, but you know, it's not about, you know, who they're fighting or whatnot. It's just their whole relationship, and that at the end, Spider-Man still gets away scotch-free. He's not arrested, and he's not, you know, put into S.H.I.E.L.D. security prison. So I had a really fun time with this book. Sure, it might cost you a little bit extra, but hey, it's not a Secret Invasion tie-in, and you get a fun story for your money's worth. Well, that does it for Cammy's Comic Corner this week. Like I said, it was a small week. If you want to be our friend, go ahead and go to myspace.com/Cammy's Comic Corner. From there, you can click underneath that banner and subscribe to us on iTunes, or subscribe to us on the RSS feed. Or you can just go to youtube.com/Cammy's Comic Corner. Hopefully next week it looks like a much bigger week, so which means I'll have more books to review, and hell, maybe even a pick of the week. So until then, friends, go out, read a good comic book, come back, tell me about it, and have a good week.